Hey, happy election day, America. Good luck. Will the world end? We don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I was actually going to do a video. I've just done a video on a couple of rat pedals. I was going to have a wee look at my Delamo fuzz, which I really like, and also this super fuzz, which is like a hand built thing, which I bought for a tenner off Facebook Marketplace because the switch was intermittent. And I figured I could replace the switch, and I bought a packet of those switches ages ago. I actually just used the last one. No, I didn't end up using it because it wasn't the right one. I've still got one of these, the 9 pole switch, but it's so noisy. I think to do with this power supply that I'm using, which is a shite power supply. It's failed on a couple of that Stone Deaf pedal. My pal give me a shot of it. Failed on that as well. It's just too noisy and shit. I need to get myself a decent power supply. So, due to the extreme noise that both of these are producing, I'm going to have a wee look at this. A pedal I got. It was in I bought a 5 string bass, and the guy said, "Oh, there's a pedal in the pocket there. Doesn't it work though? You can have it though." And then I basically just cleaned it with contact cleaner, the input and the output, and it worked. So a Boss os2. So there's my clean sound using the mighty Kraken. Somebody said it looked like the sort of guitar Fred Flintstone would play. But look at this. Look at this. I keep seeing pictures of people going, "Oh, look at this fancy 10 grand Fender." It doesn't have a well. You can't photo it. It doesn't look. But in real life, it's the most ridiculous Tiger Maple ever. So straight into Orange TH30, into the desk. That's what you're hearing. If there's any thing that sounds like there's sort of reverb or anything on it, it's because it might be picking up with that mic, and there's another ambient mic up there as well. So there might be a whatever it is millisecond slight delay, and then another to get to that mic. Make it feel more real. I've been noticing it. See, because I've got the Dolby surround sound thing, Dolby Pro Logic thing set up. It does as soon as you give it a stereo source, it does things. Whereas if it just goes in mono, it just gives you it, and it's kind of like flat sounding. Whereas that's it gives. Whether there's any point in having these extra mics, I don't know. So what I'm gathering here is what we have is a OS1 and a DS1 or something like that. So you've got the same 3 normal knobs, which I can't actually read there. They are level, tone, and drive, which they've all got. This one has color, spelt American. So if you put it all the way to the left, it's the OD, and all the way to the right, it's the DS. So I think if I was to back that all the way to the left, this has got a wobbly. Does it? Maybe not. I think it's now an OD. I kind of find it a little bit what happens with some of the Seymour Duncan pickups. I kind of recognise the sound. I don't know where I recognise it from. Maybe from other guitar channels or other people using it. It's got a sort of distinctive thing going on. So once we go to the other one, there's the DS. I think maybe what we're thinking here is the DS's distortion. It's not very well earthed, is it? Shouldn't really be. Mind you, earth to earth. Also, maybe having like a microphone and a camera and things like that sitting right next to the guitar, like it isn't the best way. Yeah, so when I hit this off the mic stand a minute ago, it turned the tuner. Yeah, so it's kind of like I can see being disappointed if you're a kid who bought the overdrive one, wanting heavy metal, and it doesn't really go very loud. With the other one, I assume does. It's already quite. Suffering a wee bit from having not been used for ages. The knobs are all a wee bit grungy. Like treble. Yeah. I just don't have a place for it. I could totally see that having. It's kind of like a do-all pedal. I can see how this would be handy. Say you were playing a gig and it was like you weren't really sure what kind of amp you were going to be playing through, but it was going to be an alright one. This would just give you your own tweakable. I think an element of it as well. The thing about using somebody else's amp at a gig, I'm very respectful for the other person's amp, right? So I will, if necessary, touch the volume control. But if it's somebody else's amp, I don't want to be messing about with all the settings. Do you know what I mean? I find that's rude because you're borrowing somebody's amp. So this would mean you could just plug this in and then you're away. Oh, it's live. So we've got a two-part Temu one. It wasn't Robert, it was somebody else. And I'll be honest, I don't know how often a black person comes to the door. Not very often. I'm sure it's happened before. So we've got a new Temu guy. So, not Temu, Every they're called. So, an opening. I knew this was coming. I was going to leave the camera set up. I didn't expect it to actually be in the middle of a video. So there you go. You can have 5 minutes of that pedal, and then we can see what crap I bought. What amazing stuff I bought off Temu. The other thing I bought bass tuners. Felt a wee bit ripped off with the bass tuners though, because I hunted for them to get them cheaper, and it was like a £5 for a set. But they weren't actually in the normal Temu packet. They were a local delivery. They cost £3 postage, so they ended up costing me. In all fairness, I'm not really complaining at paying £7.50 or £8 for a set of bass tuners, which I needed anyway. Yeah, so what have we got in the bag of wonder? I can maybe put stuff on this table to show it up close. There we go. I don't even know what I've got. Yep, I bought things that we've got bridge pins and a bridge pin puller. And these were one of those, so you can even tell it's got a guitar on it, so you know that it's for pulling it. You could actually put that in your keyring. Yeah. Plastic. Yeah, to be honest, I think when you start looking up things on Temu, and you've already got the thing that you wanted. To be honest, I can't even remember what the thing I wanted is from this lot. So there's one thing I actually bought, but that was like, I don't even think it was £1 for having a couple of sets of these bridge pins for spare, worth £1. There might be quite a lot of things like that. Fuck, they look like stereo sockets. They're not jack sockets. I'm going to change jack sockets on about 10 of my guitars. I keep picking them up and they're just change it, sod it. Jack sockets made in the 80s and stuff like that, they've been going for 40 years and they're still going. So, and they're probably better, not as good quality as what these modern ones are. So these should last 30 years. So there you go, jack sockets. And I've got to give one back to Jen because I borrowed one. absolutely no idea. I wasn't drunk when I looked this stuff up, but I mean, I did. This could be anything. I'd imagine it costs 50 pence or something like that. But what is it? What's that? Instructions. This product cannot be used in flammable, explosive, or corrosive environments. The hell have I bought? I don't know why you can't use it in explosive environments. I think it is. It is, yes. It's a UV torch. What kind of batteries does it take? Is it AAAs? I kind of hope it's AAAs. I think it's AAs. That's annoying. I don't know if I've got any of them. But it's a UV light, and basically, I was just thinking for shining it on the J-Pax guitars and see which one of them light up crazy. And again, it was 70 pence or something, you know. All crap. Yeah, it's like again, that's actually quite a weight to strap buttons, because I'm always running out of strap buttons. And what you do with these things, you look them up and you go, all right, they're 99p for two. And then you keep looking and you keep looking, and eventually you end up getting, I don't know, I think I paid like, instead of paying 99p for two, or £2 for four, I ended up paying about £1.70 for 10, something, you know, just a bigger packet. Oh, they were 50 pence, and it's like dice. Dice are handy. Are they good quality dice? I don't know. We can go up here and you'll pick a number between 1 and 6. 6! You were right. Oh, you can't see that. Yep. So, as I said, buying crap. What is going to be interesting? Technically, I did need them, the jack sockets. I needed the jack sockets, so I bought them. And I always need these. I'm not proud to admit that some of the Buckycasters don't actually have these things. I've made something out of washers, yeah, rather than actually just buy them. Right, what else we got? That looks like more. I think this was bought at the same time as those jack sockets. I think these turned out to be really cheap as well. Yeah, these things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, again, I think I paid some, you know, it was like £2 or £3 for 5 of them. And it's not so much the jack sockets. Jack sockets are always handy, even though I've already got a bag of jack sockets. I'll be jack socket and everything. But these metal plates are dead annoying to get. And, okay, they're only £2 or £3, but you have to order it and then wait for it. Whereas you just buy them like that, you don't get it. Right, so Temu crap continues. That was alright. What else we got? Some of this is about to be really silly. That's in a big box. This looks like a distortion pedal. Didn't buy a distortion pedal. Not after buying that wee or not buying that wee purple one. Is it just, what the hell have I bought? Sorry, I remember that. This is what I bought. Well, it's not exactly the best best paint job on that one, but there you go. A red Hot Rails. These were down at, I think it was something like a £5, and I thought £5 for a pair of they'll be good for the Buckycasters as well, so there'll be another one of them, so I'm pretty sure I bought 2. That's probably pretty much my lot, to be honest. I don't know, it's a bit to have been given a free screwdriver with the pickup. Another one exactly the same. But I don't know. I know it's a screwdriver fell out the other packet. So I mean, if they're going to give me free screwdrivers, I didn't remember buying it. I actually saw one of these. Maybe I did buy it. If I did buy them, they were 20 pence. It was Jen got one from somewhere, and it's like, aye. So what I quite liked about these is it's like there's your crosshead, and you take that out and flop it over, and you get a flathead. I quite like that, being the one screwdriver. But I mean, I've now got 2, so I can have one permanently set at crosshead and one permanently set at flathead. I mean, they're really cheap, but I mean, I need to look up, see if I actually paid for them. I don't remember buying them. They must have been stupid, insanely. 20 pence or something like that. Is that me out of stuff? There's still more in the bag of joy. I totally no idea. Knobs. And are they the knobs I hope they are? I hope they're the knobs that are on my Ibanez Roadster base. So they should look a bit like, like guitar pedal knobs, but the full size. They look a bit shit. Again, I think they were only about £1, so they'll go on something. Yeah, they're alright. They're quite funky looking, actually. Yeah, sometimes you just need different type of knobs. Ronnie, you're after a... These might look quite good in your Vox. I know, they're quite good. Again, they were really cheap. It was something like £1 for all of them because they're not proper guitar knobs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 for £1. Maybe 10 for £2, something like that. But I think they're funky looking. That's what's on my Ibanez Roadster base. And then there's another thing, a flat thing. Did I buy push-pull pots? They're just pots, are they? They're just pots. But the reason I'm buying these, I think it was £1.29 for two B500s and two A500s. For decent modern pots. So basically you got a wee bit of just change it. They're only the small ones, but I mean they're fine. That these are actually better than what you get on the cheapest guitars you get now. So I mean, just in case of putting the right pot in. It's the problem I have with Wells. If you put a 250 in instead of a 500, it could totally ruin the guitar. So you can never have to. Basically, this is a kind of buying things in advance of needing them, which I used to do on eBay. That's how how I got all the switches. The problem is you've got to wait. Yeah. So I got a fair pile of shite to go into my guitar box. Interesting to see what those hot rails are like. What's that? Every product is a unique manufacturing, but that's that pickup in it. Material metal magnets. Function used for electric guitar vibration signals into like a magno. Colour red and black. Total resistance 10k. Yeah, well. Didn't really need that. But I quite fancy the... Actually, I've got red pickups, like the Invader looking ones, but they're only single coils. See, that one's got a wee bit of a blip and the paint's not... It's a wee bit shitty. What's the other one like? Probably exactly the same. Did I just lose? No, there's a... Might as well put them both in the same box. I thought I'd bought a pedal there for a second since I don't think I had, because I wasn't impressed with the US Dream one. Even just things like mountain screws and all that. Has this been any better? Yeah, it is actually. This one's nicer. So, a couple of red hot rails. They'll be good for something. Maybe they might even make it into a J-Packs. I don't know. Kind of more likely for a bucky caster though. Yeah, so hot rails, jack sockets, strap buttons. These are all things you need. Strap pins. Again, these were £1. Jack sockets with things on them. They're always handy. I'm going to put some in my toolkit. Take over to Jen's. That box can go away. You can't really have too many pots, really. What was that? There's another one of them. Yeah. So, I mean, frivolous things. I'm going to have to try and find 80 batteries for this torch. There was two options. One of them was 50 pence. Took one battery, and one of them took two batteries. There's not an awful lot in it. Is that not? No, it's an LED. Aye. Not exactly. It doesn't even have a switch on it. I assume you must have to turn the ends to turn it on or something like that. No, it does have a switch on it. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm sure I've got... There's no point. I'll mess about with it later. I was going to say, but then I'll be like up here, and then I'll have to try and find something that's going to light up, and I don't even know whether the camera will show it up or not like that. So I think there's a packet of batteries sitting through next door. Yeah, so that went from my Boss distortion pedal, which I actually, as I said, I rate. I like it. I think Boss pedals they're not actually cheap, but a lot of people say, "I just get a cheap Boss pedal," and it's like, these are the folk who've got like pedals that cost £300. It's like, for me, £80 not cheap, or whatever it is these cost. I think maybe not for one like this. Obviously, it depends which pedal it is you get. I think like the OD one and the DS one are kind of, but maybe about 50, something like that. So maybe this will be a less popular one because it's not the orange one or the yellow one. It's sort of in the middle. But I could find that. I could find use for that. Definitely not in what I've got sitting there. I don't think yet. Oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do another video. I'm going to do it on the Pi Fuzz because I really like that. I wonder if it'll be struggling with the volume from the thing, because I mean, I'll let you hear what the problem is. Yeah, so I mean, I don't even think it'll make. It's interfering with something. Maybe something. It's definitely something to do with that power supply, which is, I don't even know where the power supply came from. It was in a box of one of the pedals. I need to buy myself a decent power supply. Maybe I could have bought that in Temu. Rock on.